Hi, good evening. First of all, I thank you all once again because it has been 1 month of the completion of my channel, and up to date I got around 774 subscribers up to now, which is not a simple thing. And almost all the videos, all the 12 videos which I have done are in the top 10 in both YouTube and Google, which is not a simple thing. It's a very big achievement for me. It's only because of your support and encouragement towards me for doing all these lectures. Even I tried to say that there is some problem with the audio quality because as I'm using the free softwares, I can't invest thousands of rupees in all these softwares because it's a free channel. Even I'm also a government employee and also an aspirant like you preparing for the civil services. I think from this video, the audio quality is somewhat improved, and maybe this barrier is going to be over. And the main idea for me to launch this channel is also for the aspirants who are facing problems like me. Like, I'm a government employee and I can't go for teaching outside and can't invest money in these correspondence courses online because we know the status of the coaching centers in India right now. Even the topper, Mr. Gaurav Agarwal, said that the coaching will be of 6 months and it's going to take around 1.5 lakh expenditure apart from the accommodation and all. Even then, the coaching centers will teach only 10% and the rest 90% is in our side. So I want to concentrate on the rest 90%, leaving the 10%. So this is my second part of video lecture on temple architecture, which is developed in South India. So here, four styles were developed. The first one is the Dravidian, second one Vesara, Nayaka, and Vijayanagara. So these are the four styles which were developed in South India. And the main base for the development of the temple architecture in South India is the Pallava school. So how to remember these four styles? This is very important, as I'm using one technique called logical assimilation. So here it's Dravidian. Try to remember this only one word. You can get the other three words. By taking V and N, you can get Vesara and Vijayanagara from V and Nayaka from N. So these are the four styles and the trick how to remember it. And the main root base was the Pallava school for the development of architecture in South India. So this is the introductory part on different styles. So let's go somewhat deep into it. So coming to Pallavas, they constructed exclusive cave temples at Mamalapuram. One is at the Panchapandava and the Varaha cave. These are the two major cave temples which were constructed by the Pallavas in the 17th century. So you can also find the descent of Ganga and Arjuna's penance here. So these are the major sites in Mamalapuram, which is in Tamil Nadu. And also you can find the Panchapandava Raths and the two Pidari Raths which were constructed by the Narasimhavarman II. These two are very important. And there is a construction of structural temples here. The best example for the structural temples is Shore Temple at Mamalapuram and Kailash Temple at Kanchi. So this is a figure of the Shore Temple at Mamalapuram and this is the Kailashnath Temple. You can see the proper structure and the architecture in building up the temples and the kind of plan they have. Even you have one unique point of view in the Kailashnath temple architecture, that is a barrel vaulted pyramidal tower. So these are some of the unique features in the Pallava school. And going into the evolution part, which is what is very important for the critical analysis, the evolution is very important. The Pallava school of temple architecture was emerged in four stages. Let's have a look into the four stages of development. The first one is the Mahindra group. The type of architecture they used was a rock cut. This rock cut architecture and the cave architecture were covered before. Please have a look. And they use the word mandapa in place of the temple. So these are the two features of Mahindra group. The first one is the rock cut architecture, and the mandapa is replaced by temple. And going to the stage 2, it was developed by Narasimha group. Here you can see the decoration in rock cut caves. This is the second phase of rock cut architecture. You can see a decorative part in the rock cut caves, and also the mandapa became rathas. So these are the two differences from stage 1 to stage 2. You can see decorative caves and also rathas. Here the biggest ratha is the Dharmaraja Rath and the smallest is the Draupadi Rath. In the Dravidian style especially, the Dharmaraja Rath was a precursor in the entire architecture part of South India regarding the Pallava school. Going to the stage 3, it was developed by Rajasimha group. You can see the real structural temples here. And the best examples are the Shiva temple at Mamalapuram and Kailasana temple at Kanchi. These are the two best examples for the development of real structural temples by the Rajasimha group. In the stage 4, it's the Nandivarman group which developed the temple architecture in South India regarding the Pallava school. Here you can see the small temples and also the continuation of the Dravidian style. So from 3 to 4, there is a change in the temple structure. You can see the small temples and also the continuation of the Dravidian style. So these are the four major emerged stages which is developed in the Pallava school of temple architecture. And going to the Dravidian style, here it is very important. Dravidian style is very important. In the Dravidian style, you can see the temple plan like this. Here this is a Vimana, and here you can see the idol of God in the Garbhagriha, and also this is the Antararay, and here you can see the Gopuram and also the subsidiary shrines. It's a 4+1 format. It is called the Panchayatan style of architecture. And also you can see a tank here with a compound wall. These are the developments in the Dravidian style and the basic plan of the temple architecture in the Dravidian style. And also you can find the Shikara and also Vimana in this pattern. And going deep into it, Dravidian style is the oldest style of architecture. And also you can see the four different parts which have changed according to the ages during their execution. The principal part is the temple, in which you can find the Vimana, which is square in plan, and the pyramidal roof. Here the image of God is placed. So the main principal part in the temple is the Vimana, which is square, and also it has a pyramidal roof in which the God is placed, and also the mandapas. It covers and precedes the door leading to the cell of the Garbhagriha, and also you can find the gate in which the pyramids and gopurams are the principal features of the quadrangular enclosures. You can see the structure of the temple. You can see the quadrangular enclosure in the figure, and these are the principal features which are called as pyramids and gopurams. These two are the principal features of the gate in the Dravidian style. And also you can see the pillar halls or chowtries which are used for the various purposes. The next one is, most of the Dravidian style of temples are found in the southern part of India. You can see a major change here. What's the change is the Shikara is reduces in size along certain steps and not in a curve. So this is the basic point you have to refer. There is a reduction of size in the shikara, in which it goes along with the steps and not in a curve. The best example is the Brihadiswara temple at Tanjore, which was built by Rajaraja I, and also the Gangaikonda Cholapuram, which was built by Rajendra. He is the son of Rajaraja I. Here, the shikara is the main part because you can see the difference, which is reducing in size. It is a crowning element which is at the top of the temple. You can see it here. So it's in shape of octagonal cupola, which is equal to Amalak and Kalash of Nagara style. This Nagara style of architecture is covered in the before video. And also in the Dravidian style, you can see only one Vimana. Here it's very important. And also a crucified ground plan and upraised platform. A crucified ground plan means like this. It goes like this. And also in the Dravidian style, the main development was done by the Cholas. The base was given by the Pallavas. This is very important. So let's go to the next stage of evolution, which was done by Cholas. What I discussed now up to Pallavas, and now it's a phase of Cholas. So what are the basic functions of the temples? This is very important. It's like a religious center, administrative center, and also it's going to control vast areas of land in terms of revenue collection, and also it is a center of education in the ancient period. So what are the different sources of revenue? Those are the donation and the revenue collection. These two are the key income sources for the revenue of temple and their maintenance. So coming to Cholas, the earliest Chola temple was constructed by Vijayalaya, which is the Choleswara temple. It is located at Narattamalai. And also the Brihadiswara temple, it has a great pyramidal tower which is called Vimana. It was crowned by a dome called Kalasa. It is in the style of Dravidian Shikara. This was already discussed before, just 2 minutes back. And here it is a Brihadiswara temple. You can see the Vimana here in the figure. And also the dome. This is called Kalasa. It's in the style of Dravidian Shikara. So these are the two unique features in the Brihadiswara temple. And the next one is Rajendra I. He introduced the Mahamandapa before the Ardhamandapa. And you can see this feature, Brihadiswara temple, which is located at Gangaikonda Cholapuram. Here, this is a feature, the Mahamandapa before the Ardhamandapa. You can see the feature here at Brihadiswara temple, which is at Gangaikonda Cholapuram. The next one is the Vesara style or Chalukya style or Karnataka style. These are very important. Try to remember the names. Maybe the UPSC is going to ask depending upon the different styles. So try to make note of it. These three are equivalent, like Vesara style or Chalukya style or Karnataka style. Here you can see the features of both Nagara and the Dravidian style. So both Nagara style of architecture and Dravidian style of architecture are seen here. And also there are two principal components. Those are the Vimana and Mandapa, and these two are joined by the Antaralaya. So here is a Vimana and here is a Mandapa, and these two are joined in the Antaralaya. So these are two principal components in Vesara style or Chalukya style or Karnataka style. You can't see the ambulatory around sanctum, which you can see in the stupa architecture. It's completely absent. And also the pillars, door frames and the ceilings are completely carved. You can see it in the figure. The best example for this is Dodabasappa temple at Dambal. Here is a figure for this, and all these features can be seen here. And also the best example is Rarkhan temple at Aihor and also the temples at Badami. All this development was done in the mid 17th century. So these are the unique features of Vesara style. It is a combo of both Nagara and Dravidia. And the two principal components you can see in the figure, Vimana and a Mandapa, both are joined by the Antaralaya, and complete absence of covered ambulatory which is around the sanctum, and all those interiors were nicely carved, which was developed in complete mid 17th century. And the next one is Nayaka style. In the Nayaka style, the best example is the Meenakshi temple at Madurai. So this is the figure for the Meenakshi temple at Madurai. So who is she? Meenakshi was the daughter of a Pandyan king, and she got married with Sundareswara, also called as Shiva. So there is a continuation of Dravidian style. All the features of Dravidian style are present here, and one additional feature is the prakarans. So what do you mean by prakaran? Huge corridors along with roofed ambulatory passageways. You can see it in the figure. You can see the huge corridors and also the ambulatory passageways. And even the interior are nicely carved on the temple walls, and also you can see the tank here as in the picture. And mainly it was constructed with the initiative of Tirumalai. This is very important. And it also developed in the mid 17th century. And the next one is the Vijayanagara style. Here you are going to see some variations from the Dravidian style of temple architecture. Here somewhat the features are seen in the figure. The Gopuram now got enlarged, and you can see the high enclosure walls and also the more decorative part, and also the sculpture of motif of supernatural halls. All these features are seen in this figure. You can see the enlarged Gopuram and also the high walls which are completely enclosed, and the decorative part, and also the motifs of animals. The main thing here is the god's chief, Amman, was provided with a separate shrine. What do you mean by subsidiary shrine? Already covered before. So here, the Amman is provided with a separate shrine. The subsidiary shrine is a concept from Panchayatan style of architecture. And again, you are going to see a separate shrine here in the Vijayanagara style. And you can see the Kalyana Mandapam, where the god and goddess married. And also in the Mandapa, you can see the 1000 pillared hall. And as the continuation of this part, you can see the decorative motifs like prancing horses, leoglyphs, and monsters were also added. All these additions can be seen in the Vittal Swami temple at Hampi. This is the Vittal Swami temple at Hampi, and you can see all the features here in the figure. And the next one is the secular structures. Please make a note of this, secular structures, because during the time of Vijayanagara throne, the gateways in Rajasthan are connected with the entrances to wells in Gujarat. This is a very unique feature. I don't know how they constructed all this. That's a intelligent part in the art and architecture. And the Vijayanagara throne room gateways in Rajasthan and entrances to wells in Gujarat. This is the main part in the secular structure. And also you can see the concept of secular buildings. It was introduced by Vijayanagara Empire. And the best example is the Lotus Mahal, you can see here. So somewhat secular part of architecture was developed in the Vijayanagara style. So you came to know about the 4 different styles which are developed in the temple architecture in South India. What we are seeing now is the base for the divinity and also the knowledge they gain from their beliefs. Their construction part is very unique. Even now they are in a standstill position without any damages. Even the technology can't be used now. Even it's very difficult to find it how they constructed all these temples with a different plan and approach. So these are the unique features in the temple architecture which is developed in South India. So make a note of it. I think there's a better audio quality now. So thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity again, and all the best.